Black Hills of South Dakota rise up out of the great American Central Prairie. This unique geography, along with the legacy of the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally, continues to fascinate and attract people worldwide. In its 70th year, the rally is experiencing definite new influences from youth culture. With their own attitude and vision, there's no doubt today's youth are shaping the future of the rally, which will always have the best riding in the nation and the best party to be found anywhere.
No way to describe this as far as riding, being on two wheels and taking a trip. If you're a cyclist and you love to ride, you see things that you just never see anywhere else. I mean, we've ridden all the way across the country. One thing leads to the next, and you always wind up somewhere where something's happening, and a lot of fun. The big thing for us is the ride.
It's breathtaking. I'm blown away how beautiful it is. I'm not actually contemplating moving out here. It's so beautiful.
It's funny because every time you come out here, you will end up stumbling upon a really cool little town. They appear just like in the olden days, riding horseback across the prairie. Suddenly the town appears on the horizon. That's what it's like. It's cool. There's a cool little town, well, I don't even know if you call it a town. It's just this real cool ranch called Nemo that we love to go to.
Back in Sturgis, people are pouring into town, and the rally is getting underway. The wheels that make it all work are the people who behind the scenes bring it to you. The venerable Broken Spoke is a name that is magic to anyone who has walked through the front door of this classic rally destination.
This is the 70th anniversary of Sturgis, and what that means is this is going to be more intense than we've had in probably 5 years. And we're packing because I got a hold of Sasha Mullins, and she is going to be the person, I can't even use the word liaison, she's going to be a quarterback for the Broken Spoke.
Clever.
She is going to be making sure this thing is running like a Swiss watch. Any other year, maybe we could do it without her, but this year, we got Sasha Mullins and we need her.
Well, it's 7:30 in the morning. Rally has started. I was up till 2:30 in the morning.
Thank you for calling the offices of the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. If you know your party's extension, please dial it at any time. For directory, press pound.
Well, this year's rally, I'm back at the Broken Spoke, working with Jay Allen and Melissa Penland, and it's been just incredible. It's good to be back home. We're very busy. It's the party down here on Main Street. Holy cow, neato. Oh, that's great. That looks wonderful. Love it. Good job. You guys work miracles here all the time.
Free bull rides. Free bull rides, that's right. Free bull rides at the Broken Spoke. We got free bull rides. We got the best barbecue award-winning in the South. The redneck, smoking redneck.
I had wireless in my tent last night, though.
Dig it.
Yeah, I hacked into somebody's wireless. So I sat in my tent 1 o'clock in the morning with my laptop, and it's a hiking tent. So I was all hunched in, you know. It's crazy, crazy. But I'm gonna go. If you need me, call. Okay?
Well, I ride to Sturgis. I'm a real rider. I'm terribly passionate about motorcycles and being out there on the open road. I love it so much. Well, I call my motorcycle Tiger Lily because the symbol of the tiger lily flower is what I feel is my image in my soul. Yeah, we are okay. We're all one here.
I'll tell you what though, we got some barbecue this year that you ain't gonna believe. We brought it all the way down here from Tennessee. Believe me, Sturgis, if you don't make it out here, you don't know what you're missing.
Well, I've been wearing glasses since I was in 4th grade, so they're really Coke bottles, but they're the expensive lenses, so they're skinnier. Okay, I'll see you later. Okay, bye. John, this is Sasha calling from the Broken Spoke Saloon downtown at the rally. Good, how are you? Excellent. Well, I was wondering if you might have some bleachers that we could use for rally, and we'll give some money for it as towards the school and stuff. You'd be my hero, you know? You would totally be my hero if you could get these bleachers. Thank you. Okay. All right. Thank you. Bye. You totally rock. They totally have bleachers. Your logo. I don't know. I just love coming to rally. It's great. Even though I'm so crazy busy, it's so much fun. One of the guys told me I'm an accident waiting to happen with this plane. And I'm like, oh my God, don't tell me that. I did it. You see how fast I'm getting at it?
Yeah, that's good.
Hanging on the chain link fence.
I think that's wonderful.
Peter's here! Peter's a project. He has the answer. He's the answer man.
It'll also be when there's stuff to be done, let's get it done.
I gotta go get the beads in Deadwood. We need Mardi Gras beads. Right, Peter?
That's right.
That's right. I gotta go.
Well, we have three lovely young ladies. We have Alex, Chelsea, and Amanda, and they are essay contest winners. They wrote essays and turned in their report cards for an opportunity to come out and build a bike live here at the Broken Spoke. For me, it's really about passing on the passion and inspiring young ladies to enjoy anything they do.
I think it's great. I don't know, it's weird. It's such a little town and there's so many people and there's so many bikes. It's great.
It's a lot of craziness. There's so many people. It's like a big party. It's totally different from what I was expecting. I thought it'd be a little bit smaller, but it's a lot bigger.
And I'm hoping to inspire these young ladies to do something really cool and really creative. And, you know, if it's for them, cool. Plus, they get to come out here and be part of all of this. And how do you not remember your first Sturgis when it starts out like this?
But then there's the next generation, and let me tell you, they can't be overlooked. These guys are cool. They're taking what we know, and they're taking it to the next level. And they need to be respected, and they also need to be mentored. I'm so honored that I can take this hand and take this hand and put them together.
What are you teaching them? What have you taught these kids? What are some of your success stories?
At the Broken Spoke, we had the Limp Nicky lot, which is the next generation. And these young, inspired builders, I'm telling you, they inspire our generation.
There's like all kinds of water down the carburetor. So I don't know. Everybody in this lot's a biker.
It's not a show. It's not, these guys ride these bikes here. We light them on fire. We do burnouts on them. We ride them. I want to go out and put the miles on it and wear it out. That's when it gets character, and the character comes from riding them up and down the road. The breakdowns, the story, we dug this one out of the ditch, that little ding in the tank. There was a story behind that. They all have a story and they all have character. I mean, you can look around the lot right now. There's creative bikes that are just so creative. Every detail on them is, made up, and it's like, wow, it's all here. I never thought of what I wanted to be when I grow up. And, I'd always joked about starting a motorcycle shop with one of my buddies, and things just snowballed. And one night I was sitting there in my shop, and I'm like, this is what I'm supposed to do. I love the rallies, I love being around people. If it wasn't for motorcycling, I don't know what I'd be doing. I grew up with an 8-foot half pipe in my backyard, and I'm sure that every person in this lot either had a buddy with a half pipe or knew somebody who owned a half pipe. So having it here, in high school and elementary school, we were always around skateboarding. We were always around skateboard ramps, For us, the skateboard ramp is just part of our culture and, part of what we do.
So out here at the Limp Nicky lot, we like to ride nice vintage motorcycles of all different types. We ride them on the street, we ride them on the dirt, ride them up hills. Just about anything you can do, we can ride the bikes and do it too. I've been always telling everybody that this bagger can go anywhere you can put any other bike, dirt bike or street bike. So I decided to come out here and just prove I could do it. We're taking it back to the tradition of how Sturgis used to be back when it was all about the races and all about the hill climbs, not the walking down Main Street, buying a t-shirt and saying you were here. It's about getting out there and actually doing it like it used to be. These are bikes that we all ride daily. This one right here, 1980 Shovelhead. I ride it to and from work every day. Come here, do the hill climb, I'm gonna ride it back home to Chicago. It's all about riding your bike and experiencing what it's all about.
We need to step into their waters a little bit and experience their experience. They have a lot of passion, they're a lot of fun, and they fuel my fire.
I think that maybe somewhere down the road, some of us next generation guys might be the guys jump starting the 18 and 19-year-old guys.
I've always been into old bikes. I've looked at pictures of bikes since I was little, as far back as I can remember. Brought a 1942 Harley-Davidson WLA that I won in an essay contest from the Antique Motorcycle Club of America. All the members donated parts from all over the country and ran a contest, and I won it. I started in December and finished up a week ago. It's a lot of stock parts that I modified to fit me. 18-inch wheels front and back, no front fender, Springer front ends. I sectioned the rear fender an inch just to give it a narrower look and feel. I cut down the bars to be a little narrower too. It's 45 cubic inches. Black and gray, it's just, when I walked into the painter shop the first day, the deluxe symbol was an accessory back then. in the 40s, and I knew I had to have that kind of decal. So we took it to his decal guy, and he changed it up, changed the colors in it for us, and it turned out good. The stance of the bike is real low and narrow and fit me better, and try to make it as small and light as possible. Custom bike building's been around since really in the 60s. It really took off, you know, and all those guys really worked hard to get it to where it is now. I think the younger generation really needs to step up and, you know, take over a little bit.
I used to race a lot of motocross, so I think a bike should be really light, nimble, easy to handle. It has about 9 inches of ground clearance, which is pretty unheard of on most bikes, but still has the Harley drivetrain. So it has a lot of power, really lightweight. It has that low, nimble look to it. But everything that we could make, we hand hammered, made the frame. The frame basically took a life of itself because it dictated the whole chassis. I think a motorcycle should be looking like that. Easy to move around, easy to get through the corners and everything. The power plant is a stock HD 80-inch Evo. It's got plenty of horsepower for the little package. Like I said, it weighs about 305 pounds. There's only one brake. The rear brake is a JB brake, double piston. It's got some motocross rotors on it. There is no front brake because of the cleanliness and the BMX style, you know, again, no front brake. It pulls a little bit of the flat track history on it also, so that's a little bit of the no brake thing. Plus, it's just super clean. And the rear brake has plenty of stopping power for the 300-pound chassis. It's just so different from most other motorcycles, it's hard to put it in that category, but I think the flat tracker is what had most of my interest while I was building this.
The World Championships is a very unique environment because you're bringing builders from all over the world. Different styles are coming together, and so there's a lot of trading of ideas. There's a lot of respect because it's craftsmen viewing each other's work. The World Championships is about design and engineering and about vision. So the general public looks at these bikes and they're almost confused by them in certain ways. So what you see here is what's going to be popular 5 years from now.
Like in that position, that's the same specification than a Yamaha R1.
Okay.
And the bike looks pretty simple, but it's very, very complicated. So that bike is like a Transformers. Everything moves. You push on the button on the handlebar, and you can go to cruiser to sport bike. I don't especially like the very shiny bike, and so I chose to paint the bike in white, black and grey. Not especially a focus on the paint, you have more focus on the general mechanism of the bike. The challenge was to use the very old stock engine and all the stuff around this engine. You have a good capacity for the tank, you have 2.5 gallons, so that's good enough for that kind of bike. You have the engine, a main frame around the engine, you have a top frame, and you have a connection between the top frame and the main frame. So when you move the top frame, automatically you move the rake and you move the trail, and when you raise the bike, you lower the swing arm. So that's
yeah.
Yes. Everything moves on that bike, and the engine stay always horizontal.
I'm a representational painter. I paint things that people can relate to. I'm attracted to the historical aspects and the artists that are the artistic themes that are inherent in that. The clothes they wore, you know, from the 20s and 30s, I mean, it was very different. And everyone had a hat on, and everything was a dirt road. I've done a lot of 20s and 30s and 40s, but not much into the 50s or 60s. It just doesn't visually appeal to me. And I really like my stuff to look like it's been around for 50, 100 years. One of the best compliments I can get is when someone walks in and says, "Where'd you get the old antique painting?" Because I love how the painters painted back then. I really like how, you know, simple the life looked. This is a classic light and shadow painting, and in light and shadow paintings, you've basically got two shapes, the stuff that's in the light and the stuff that's in the shadow, and you never want to put equal detail in either. This is an example where I put all the detail in the light. So I painted it all in with big brush strokes, and then I leave all the shadows very transparent with very little detail. See, I let that all go. Yeah, I would have lost the movement of this painting if I had put every tire track in. Then I carefully decide where the light point is, where it meets the shadow, and I cake that on pretty thick, and I paint that shape as beautifully as possible to lead through this whole thing and define where the light hits. And then we're talking about the light here mostly. Then I save my strongest edges for where your focal point is. See, that black is the strongest black I can muster against the brightest bright. And then I point in all directions to that angle. And then, so you follow that light shape, you go here every time, and then you'll follow this light shape back around, you check him out, and then you go back around again. It's like a big Nautilus shape. And you can't really get out of the painting. This is another one that I did that I'm pretty proud of. This is not a light and shadow painting at all. This is more of a local tone painting where shapes butt up against each other. So in this case, I'm using all values to get your attention. I've got all the darkest values going through here, like 8s, 9s, and 10s, and the value range from light to dark, all the way through here. Then I go down to 5s, 4s, and I save this shape here, which is like a number 1 value, which is your lightest light, to gang up against this blackest black again. Use my sharpest edges in there. And I vary the edges down here, but I never go as strong as this one. That's your focal point. And then I lose this edge completely to let you go off again and back around through this whole painting again.
Well, as an artist, I've been painting for 30 years, and I deal with abstract expressionistic work with Native American art. And this bike picks up all of those elements. And when I ride it, I feel as if it is a piece of art that I have created, because it's an individual statement that represents colors, shapes, and the unusualness that I want when I see a painting that I paint. Well, I think the bikes go back to the very beginning, in as much as when you first see the appearance and image of these two bikes, the Scarecrow and the Barnstormer, is that they set good examples of the simplicity of almost a simple bicycle. And the fact that they are so mechanical that you can see where chains are, where gears are. And the inventiveness, I think, goes back to when ranchers and farmers and early people had to be inventive to make machinery work. Yeah, I put a 53 Oldsmobile taillight on, added gauges off of 8-in tractor I rebuilt. The combination of the two, of rust and paint together, to me has a wonderful quality because the rust is on it's on a travel of its own. The simplicity also in these enables one to say, well, maybe there's a chance for me to have a really cool bike, a nice chopper that shows a little bit of the old and the new without spending a lot of money. What's important about these bikes is the stance, the fact that we've got running a big tire, car tire in the back, which is a slick. They're DOT approved, and with a small tire up front, and that's a typical combination of what would be a hot rod stance. The stretch on these bikes with the fact that the fenders are bobbed, the big tire in the back, the shortness of the front end when it's slammed is long and low, which shows a kind of a sneaky, kind of aggressive look to it. Even when it's just sitting still, it shows speed.
These are a set of Gabriel air shocks on the front, running through a tank, which you can see down here below. This tank carries enough air to air this bike up twice, and we're running that through 140 pounds of air pressure. And looking at the back end of the bike is running the old car tire, a Coulter cheater slick retread, which is just an awesome look with the bike. And clearance-wise, I have about 2.5 inches on the rear of the bike, possibly 3 to 3.5 when the bike is aired up. The seat is probably 18 inches off the ground, something like that. So we are just sitting right down, cradled in these bikes. This thing just cruises all day long at 70 miles an hour.
There you go, in your picture. I like that. Jeez, that's back when I could have hair.
You know, Mike's photos, what can you say about Mike's photos? You see a Lichter photo, you know it. He's just amazing. His eye is unbelievable, and the things he captures through his lens, the way he stops time is just amazing. So I've been a huge fan. I have several of Mike's originals in my house, and I'm a huge fan of his. I think he's got an amazing eye.
That's the scene. That's the street. You go to that corner now, and there's 100 people. A company named Exabyte is a big computer company. They wanted to run this. They saw it. They were a client of mine. And out of the blue, they said, well, we've been talking about this for 6 months. We'd like to run that as a full-page ad in Forbes magazine. And what they did, it had a headline that just said, "Feel the freedom." So with black and white and color, in the earlier days of shooting this 30 years ago, I shot a lot of black and white and only very little color. And that was economics. A friend of mine here, Crud, Sons of Silence, he was president of the Denver chapter, with his brother, who's a jailer in Clarinda, Iowa, where he's from, with his mother. And she's since died. Crud is no longer in the club, but it was fascinating. You know, here you have an outlaw with his brother, the jailer, and it's such a classic family portrait. I showed this once before. I had an exhibition in Milan that was very successful, and this was the image they loved the most. It was kind of interesting of all. I think it was because it is the fashion capital, and it is a little more decorative than some images. To me, the camera is a tool. It's about the people, about the humanity, about this biker culture. So hopefully we're all working together to keep this going, and that's what this is about this year. So thank you very much for your time. Wow, I got through it.
customers at the Broken Spoke Saloon. They're our family to us. They are our heart and soul. We love them. Well, let's go inside because I've got to get a VIP party started. So let's go.
My strength is without a doubt my live performance. I love music so much. I love the way that it affects people. I'm a bass player, so I want rhythmically, I want it to be incredibly solid. I feel like less is more a lot of times. So I've traveled as a trio for the most part all the time. My guitar player is a key member in this band, and he is the quintessential guitar nerd. He studies this stuff like you would not believe. The drummer that's with us currently, Christopher Williams, is very young and he's explosive. He brings a lot of energy to the band. In my songwriting, I write about life and thought-provoking music, something that makes you think.
I was born and raised right here in Sturgis, so I've gotten to see this progress for many, many years.
I feel like I'm still learning as a songwriter, and I have a long ways to go with that.
Oh my gosh, these are the beads. These are the beads. They're here. They're here. Yay! Oh my God, they're pretty. Right on. Wait till I tell Melissa. I love this. Hey, Melissa. Well, beautiful Sasha finally got me the beads. Let's go party. Woo! Party time. The birthday boy right there.
If you don't know who Eddie Tarad is, Google him and get the oil out for your computer because it's going to start smoking. But when you're talking about an eye for lines, this man is into things that flow. It's seamless construction, performance oriented. He has this cynicism with a cool, dry sense of humor.
You know, it's nice to be recognized. You know, I open up books and see pictures of my bikes in them, and it's a gas. You know, people recognize it as art now. Never thought anybody ever asked me for my autograph. You know, I never wanted to give out my autograph. You know, I look back and I think about, you know, the motorcycles I wanted to ride. You know, and it was always, you think of the silhouette, and I always visioned like the Peter Fonda type bike, the Captain America bike, big long chopper. I mean, that was just too cool for me, you know. 15 years ago, when I had to build a bike, I had to make the gas tank from scratch. I had to make the fenders from scratch. We were always pounding something out. Now it's, you know, you could buy everything out of a catalog. It turned into a catalog art more than a art where you had to make everything by yourself.
He tells the funniest stories I've ever heard. I feel like a little boy when I hang out with Eddie, and I just want to keep my mouth shut. And I talk a lot and just listen to him talk.
I remember getting in trouble in high school for sitting there drawing motorcycles all day long. And my English teacher came up to me and looked at all what I was doing, and he goes, "What are you going to do? Draw motorcycles the rest of your life?" And I said, "Yeah, I hope so." And it turned out I got lucky enough to do it. I mean, I'd still like to build that one motorcycle that I feel like I achieved everything. You know, like this is the ultimate motorcycle, and not for anybody else, just for myself. You know, that I can't do any better. Like this bike fits me perfect, it rides perfect, the motor's great, it rides great. I just haven't done that yet, you know, so I'm not going to stop building until I do it. So. Started in my garage in Connecticut, and I'm still in a garage, you know, 50 years later. It's a lot of fun, and there's no end to it.
Eddie Rollins, I'll tell you what, when you get that machine straightened out, he is going to post some numbers out there that will be absolutely awesome.
Motorcycling is taking a rather interesting turn in the 21st century. With the economy and the way it is, what we're seeing are motorcyclists are not buying new bikes because they're coming to the aftermarket, and the aftermarket is providing the technology, the parts, the pieces to upgrade their motorcycle without actually purchasing that new one. In our segment of the aftermarket, which is clutch technology, the customer is looking for utility, he's looking for value, and customer service is extremely important. And there, of course, are different levels of clutches in the industry. The higher end products are going to be what's called segmented, individual pieces instead of a single piece of material bonded to the clutch plates. They should look at the quality, they should look at the different types of materials that are used. So it's paper, Kevlar, and carbon fiber. Really, On an industry level are the three materials that are most common right now. Springs are very important in a clutch, and it's just the higher quality, the tempered steel are going to last a lot longer than the cheaper products that are just going to fade and go away because they weren't tempered and they're not as good a quality product.
Let's talk about the different market segments we cater to. Probably the most growing one is the touring or the bagger rider. These guys want to bang down a lot of miles on the highway. They want to get good fuel economy. They want to be able to cruise comfortably at 75, 80 miles an hour without a lot of vibration and with good fuel economy. Above, I'd say 70 miles an hour, cruising was a bit uncomfortable. You're approaching 3,500 RPMs. There's a lot of wear and tear on the engines. You get more vibration, you use more fuel. So we developed the DD6 or the direct drive 6 transmission. Now that is actually what we call a builder's kit, where it physically slides into the existing case and the bike will react like stock in the first 5 gears, and when you put it in 6th gear you'll drop 450 to 500 RPM at 70 miles an hour. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but that's enough to change the whole riding experience. We don't even consider that we have competition. You can buy an aftermarket imported Chinese 6-speed for $600. We're not competing with those guys. What we're offering is a premium American product. 8620 diamond ground gears, the best possible components, best engineering, forged shifter forks. It's just in a nutshell, money cannot buy a better driveline component than a Baker.
The motorcycle market today is a lot different than it was a few years ago. At S&S Cycle, we really focus on that heart of the motorcycle, the engine. I mean, that's what our whole business is around. You know, it's averse to the OE motor. When the bike was built, there's a couple of things going on there. They're frozen in time. The development was done, the motor was released, they had to keep the whole motorcycle in mind, and then they went on to something else. At S&S, we focus on the motor, so we really are looking at it closely, and we, as time goes on, can keep improving those parts. We've introduced an engine line everywhere from the 1936 to 47 knuckleheads up through the Pans, the Shovels, the Evos, and the twin cams. Any of those generations of engines, we have replacement parts to rebuild those motors. We have complete engines to bring those old bikes back on the road and keep them going. But you can break it down from every little component to the complete engine. We're in it for the longevity. Take, for instance, our 93-inch knucklehead motor makes about 60 horsepower at the rear wheel. That's the same as the stock twin cam does for the modern market. We kind of divide this into 4 steps so you can build on it. The air cleaner mufflers to start, to get the airflow in and out of the motor. Then a camshaft helps that breathing process. The next step, the step 3 that we talk about, is our displacement. And we have a 106-inch cylinder kit for the 96-inch motor. So without doing any machine work, you can just take it from 96 to 106 just by putting cylinders on. That gives a great increase in torque and drivability to the riders. And then if you want to top it off, we got CNC ported cylinder heads. So to take a 60-some horsepower bike and turn it into a 110, 115 horsepower bike with a weekend's worth of bolt-on products is really amazing. I mean, you've never been able to do that in the past.
Indian Motorcycle has got the oldest motorcycle heritage in the United States, dating back to 1901. We have a classic and legendary style that's second to none. Well, Indian Motorcycle, now located in Kings Mountain, North Carolina, purchased the trademarks and intellectual property from the Indian Motorcycle Company that was located in Gilroy, California. We decided to come out with the Indian Chief first because it is so iconic with this brand and deep and rich in the heritage of this motorcycle company. We've used on our motorcycle top-notch materials from front to back. It's show car quality paint, real leather seats, real leather saddlebags, deep rich chrome all over the motorcycle. Certainly we have the ability to do some great historic and vintage looking motorcycles, but we also wanted to do something that was a bit more modern and today and almost performance custom-ish. So the Chief Blackhawk was really a cool exercise for us. We blacked out the entire front of the motorcycle, dark fenders on one of the models and dark with a two-tone cream on another model, blacked out front forks and cylinder head and front headlight, and then put a nice black nacelle over the headlight to give it a bit of a custom look. We then redesigned the logos on the tank to give it a bit of an Art Deco look, really playing deep homage to the era of Art Deco. And then we bring the fuel tank back down into a deep low-slung seat. We took about 3/4 of an inch out of the seat for lower seat height and kind of a deep low-slung seat look. Behind the rider's seat then is a passenger cowl that has a small backrest built into it. And again, then the cowl covers over the rear fender, continuing that front fairing down into the rear cowl, smooth, custom look. You kind of ride in the motorcycle a little bit, and so it's a little bit of a low-slung seat, and you get your hands out on those handlebars, and the styling just grabs people's attention from everywhere you go. The Power Plus 105 is a 105 cubic inch fuel-injected engine. We've updated all of the parts of the engine from the Gilroy era of the motorcycle company. We literally have redesigned every single component. We kept the styling because we think the styling of that engine is beautiful. We happen to believe it's the most beautiful engine in the marketplace today. But there is this great new generation of bikers that are out there who tend to be a little bit younger. They tend to be into action sports. They tend to do a lot of things, you know, skateboarding, the bicycling, all of those things, and they're great customers of the current and future motorcycle offering. We're doing some fun things with some concept motorcycles, really just building in things that are true to Indian motorcycle, back to the mid-20s and late 20s scouts, if you will, that I think will resonate very, very well with that crowd. But also it's a current and modern and future motorcycle, relevant for today, and I think those customers will be excited about the motorcycle, very much so.
This is the Eternal Combustion show that Michael Oker is putting on. And the amazing thing about this show is the way he has brought together 15 pairs of motorcycle builders.
He's interested in how our custom culture is going to get carried on in the next generations and how it's been carried into this generation.
Truly amazing to see people mentor younger people, with new guys coming up, building bikes together, and many of these bikes were built specifically for this show and have never been seen anywhere else.
He coupled builders who were esteemed and known in our industry, and then kind of found people that have been mentored by them. Like in my case, Arlen Ness is my mentor, someone who's influenced me in my builds and my career, and he had us each build bikes through our own styles for this exhibit. So I've been very kind of fascinated with Chicano pop art over the past several years, and I've met some very talented Chicano artists. So when I had an opportunity with a customer who was commissioning a bike who's also really into Chicano pop art, and we decided to do a bike that celebrates it. This amazing hand tooling on a lot of the parts on this bike is done by Tay Herrera, a very well-known Chicano sculptor, and then the bike's sheet metal, the body of it, is pretty much a complete one-off mural done by a very well-known Chicano pop artist named Moises. And then we designed the bike and obviously built it, and then I got some great help from some wonderful, talented artists.
It shows the way people have influenced each other in this industry, and I think that's totally emblematic of the way motorcycling is, because this is what we do. We help each other, we guide each other, we reach out and connect with each other. This specific show shows how that's done with machinery.
Sturgis Sturgis itself is the hub. It's a center point of the rally, but it's the Black Hills that really make up the rally. This is the Wild West out here, and you know, you get out on that bike and you feel like you're a cowboy or a cowgirl pioneering new trails, and suddenly the town appears on the horizon. That's what it's like. It's cool.
You know what? This is the best trip that I've ever taken. This is awesome. It's my first time here, and I got to come back with the family. It's just unbelievable, and the people are wonderful. The landscape, this is God's country. That's all I can say.
People come from all over the world to go and ride the Black Hills. It's endless. There's just so many beautiful roads to ride out here. It's magical. And I think anybody who rides a motorcycle has got to experience Sturgis at least once.